Bienvenidos, bonvinda, bienvenue, and welcome to the Sanitation Innovation Fund Pooptank, Lake Victoria Edition 2022. Or as we call it here, the Lake Victoria Pooptank. It is midday East Africa time on the 19th of July, 2022. My name is Anthony Kilbride, and I welcome you all here today to talk about poop, specifically the poop that flows into Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is Africa's largest freshwater lake, the source of the White Nile, and home to over 40 million people in the 5 countries of the lake's basin: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi. If the poop continues to flow into Lake Victoria as it does today, we will be in trouble. The trouble begins with Lake Victoria's fishing communities, whose livelihoods are suffering from dwindling fish stocks and invasive water hyacinth. Or perhaps the trouble begins with Lake Victoria's children, who, through their exposure to dirty water, suffer from preventable diseases like diarrhea, schistosomiasis, cholera, and typhoid. Or perhaps the trouble begins with an absence of significant development impact, despite the millions of dollars of development money which flows annually into the lake basin. Indeed, the troubles are so many, it's difficult to know where we should begin. It might be easier to project where Lake Victoria's troubled waters will take us. Stripped of oxygen and biodiversity, Lake Victoria could die. The consequences of a dead Lake Victoria, migration, conflict, hunger, thirst, are in fact not the troubles of tomorrow, these are the troubles of today. One thing is certain, the catastrophe will worsen if we do not change. Change means embracing innovation and rewarding innovators. Today, we celebrate sanitation innovation around Lake Victoria by rewarding one innovator from each of the lake's riparian countries of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. These 3 Pooptank innovators will each receive money and mentoring to support their innovation and contribute to the vision of lake-wide inclusive sanitation. Safe toilets for everyone, everywhere, all the time. Our 3 Pooptank innovators are the stars of the show, so let's meet them. We welcome Caroline Odero from Kenya. How are you today, Caroline?
Hey, how are you? I'm good, and I'm looking forward to this game show. Excited.
And we're looking forward to hearing your Pooptank pitch. Please tell us, Caroline, what does Lake Victoria mean to you?
To me, and considering where I come from, Lake Victoria basically means life. Having grown up at the shores of Lake Victoria, my kinsmen fish from Lake Victoria, and currently I actually get my livelihood. I work at a water utility, abstracting its waters from Lake Victoria. So for me, Lake Victoria is basically life.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Next, we welcome Juliet Mukunde from Uganda. How are you today, Juliet?
I'm so excited to be part of this.
Thank you, Juliet. Please tell us in a few words, what does Lake Victoria mean to you?
I want to tell you and everyone who is part of us today that Lake Victoria means life, means everything to me.
Thank you, Juliet. We must push on. We will have more time to hear from you later. And finally, our 3rd Pooptank innovator is Saul
I'm excellent and excited.
Excellent. Can you tell us in a few words, Saul, what does Lake Victoria mean to you?
Yes, Lake Victoria to me, it's a place for recreation because I like to enjoy, but also I see as a source of food because we get water for our domestic purpose and we get water for agriculture and other purpose. And at the end, we want food. So when I see Lake Victoria, I see recreation and I see we have food from the source.
Thank you very much,
Lake
Saul.
Victoria.
Thank you very much. Life, food, recreation, so much. We owe so much to Lake Victoria. So our three Poop Tank innovators will pitch their innovation in the following order. First, Kenya, then Tanzania, and finally, Uganda. The Poop Tank pitch will take the form of a 3-minute pre-recorded video, followed by 10 minutes of questions from the panel. Our 3 expert panelists were selected because of their extensive sanitation experience, but also because they are not from the Lake Victoria region. There is no geographical bias here. Let's meet the panel. Welcome, Zumbi Shimwambwa from Zambia. How are you today, Zumbi?
Oh, thank you, Anthony. I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Kelvin Hughes, who is joining us, I believe, about 5 a.m. from Michigan in the United States, and Kevin is from Ghana and the UK. How are you doing, Kelvin?
Very good, thank you. Excited to be here.
Great. And finally, we welcome Linda Strandy, who is calling in from Switzerland. Hi, Linda, how are you?
Hello, excited to be here and hear some innovations.
All right, so let's get to it then. Now we have met our innovators and our panelists, let's remind ourselves of the rules of the game. Innovators and panelists must keep their questions and answers clear and to the point. All 3 innovators are winners, and all 3 winners will be supported over the next 8 months with relevant technical mentoring. But who will win gold, silver, and bronze? At the end of the Poop Tank, you, the panelists, and you, the audience, will decide. You will vote. The gold winner receives 3,000 American dollars, silver receives $2,000, and bronze receives $1,000. In 4 months' time, on World Toilet Day, we shall once again gather for the Poop Tank to double the money on offer. 6,000 to gold, 4,000 to silver, and 2,000 to bronze. The ranking of the winners, of course, may change, depending on how the innovators have progressed with their innovation over the previous 4 months. To close out the Poop Tank cycle in March 2023, that's 8 months from now, we conclude the Poop Tank with a roundup of the innovator's journey. What worked and what didn't work? What did we learn? How can we do better? Remember, innovation is a journey of exploration which can bring success or failure or something in between. Innovation is about stepping out into the unknown, but it's so much more fun if we step out together. Let the journey of innovation begin. Okay, the poop clock is ticking, so let's hear our first Poop Tank pitch. Here is Caroline Odero from Kenya.
Hello, my name is Caroline Odero, a resident of Kisumu City, an employee at a water utility in Kisumu, and the brainchild behind the Nikona Roll initiative, a simple but very powerful initiative that will help save Lake Victoria from its deathbed by pumping life back into it. who wouldn't want that anyway? Every day, residents of Kisumu wake up to news headlines such as the foul smell along Kisumu-Busia Road traced to hyacinth in Lake Victoria's Wynnum Gulf. Lake Victoria is at the brink of its death, experts warn. Or even, the choking Lake Victoria is rotting from the deep. Many a times, livelihoods and food security have been threatened by news such as fish prices skyrocket in Kisumu City, water hyacinth has affected fishing in the lake. Or prepare for water shortage as water production is likely to reduce due to poor quality of raw water at abstraction points caused by the rotting hyacinth. Clearly, marine life is in danger, human life and livelihoods in danger, and Kiwasco risks going out of business if this problem would be contained on time. Despite so much effort put forth at the national, county, utility, and community level, big investments such as the purchase of the 70-meter long dredging ship meant to eradicate hyacinth, construction of sewer networks, wastewater treatment plants, or even fecal sludge treatment plants to ensure safe disposal of human waste, cleaning of rivers feeding into the lake, or even initiatives by fecal sludge operators at the community level such as Gasiapoa, be tempting solutions. So, who is to blame? Ask this to residents of Kisumu. They will throw blames at institutions that are mandated to provide sanitation services. They will blame the county government, they will blame NEMA, and they will also blame Kiwasco. What is actually the problem? Mindset and ignorance are actually the biggest elephants in the room. It's about time they know that they actually are the hugest contributors of the dying lake, and they have a role to play in salvaging it. This needs more than just big investments. Needs investing on mindset, perception, behavior, and attitude change. It's about time people know how their behaviors impact negatively on the lake. Niko na Role initiative is the best solution to all these problems. An initiative that advocates for individual responsibility in fostering sanitation among its target by creating a sense of ownership among its target in ensuring that they get to understand their role in sanitation. This one is done through advocacy, awareness creation, and sensitization. This solution has been tried in schools within Kisumu. With these funds, I intend to scale up this initiative to reach more people through child hygiene and sanitation training in schools, participatory hygiene and sanitation training in village and community level, community health volunteers to do door-to-door visits in sensitization. It does not really matter how many big investments you make. Just make them feel guilty, make them feel responsible. Niko na Role initiative will be the game changer in lake-wide inclusive sanitation. Thank you.
Wonderful stuff. Carolyn was describing her innovation as a communication and behavior change campaign called Niko na Role, or I Have a Role. Indeed, when we embrace the vision for lake-wide inclusive sanitation, we are accepting that we all have a role and we all have responsibility. Thank you, Carolyn, for your very passionate call to action. Carolyn's first question is from Sumbi. Over to you, Sumbi.
Thank you so much, Anthony, and thank you so much, Caroline, for that wonderful pitch. Listening to your pitch, I heard that you have tried this solution before in the schools in Kisumu. I'd like to presume that the pilot has been successful. I wanted to find out from you how you are measuring or you intend to measure impact regarding your proposed activities. And by that, I mean impact on Lake Victoria.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sumbi, for your question. Like I said, this initiative, I actually came up with this initiative because of the challenges we had at a water utility. Like I said earlier on, I work at a water utility in Kisumu, and our role is to provide both water and sanitation services within our area of jurisdiction. And in terms of sewerage, we realized that we were experiencing a lot of sewer cloggings and blockages and overflows. And as a result, this was costing the utility in terms of a lot, in terms of operational costs. because we had to like unclog most of the time. And a survey actually indicated that most of these cloggings were happening when schools were open. And in Kenya, we have something called free primary and secondary education. And in this, the government is working so hard also to provide sanitation, sanitary towels under the free primary education to girls, but they have no or zero mechanisms towards ensuring that these sanitary towels are collected and disposed of effectively. So we realized that the cloggings were being caused misuse of sewer systems. And most of the things that we would find in the sewer systems were the sanitary materials. And so I decided, because upon asking these guys, they would clearly tell you that they dispose of in the toilets, in the pit latrines. And if you see the pictures that I have exposed in my pitch, you'd
10
see
seconds
sanitary
left.
towels disposed all over. So I said, why not involve them? Why not involve people in coming together so that we ensure that these ones, sewers are not misused and sewers do not flow into the drains. And so, yes, we've piloted it. And after piloting it, we've not experienced the cloggings. The number of cloggings have dropped down.
Brilliant.
So this is what we're using to,
thank you,
to monitor
Carolyn.
progress.
Thank you, Carolyn. And thank you for your question, Sumbi. Carolyn, well done. You had an audio problem at the beginning, but that was a great answer. So well done. Carolyn's second question is from Kelvin. Over to you, Kelvin.
Thank you so much. My question is about the messages that you give to the students or the villagers. Just wanted to know a bit more about the key messages you deliver and how they're received by the communities, please.
Okay, the title of my innovation or initiative is Niko na Roll. Niko na Roll, if you come to Kenya, we speak two main languages, English and Swahili. But when you get to mix English and Swahili, it's more like slang. So Niko is like I have. Roll is basically the English word roll. So that is one key message that we give to these people, because like you've heard in my pitch, I've said, many people tend to distance themselves from the blame. At the end of the day, when it happens, then they are like, why is Kiwatko not doing their role? Or why is the county government not doing their role? So my initiative is more on advocating for people to understand their responsibility in a lake-wide inclusive sanitation or in contamination of the lake. So that it is not a county government initiative, it's a responsibility, it's not a Kiwatko responsibility. So in schools, we do like I use CHAST, child hygiene and sanitation trainings in schools, and basically do not dump here. We use mostly pictures, and other than the pictures, we also do theater and arts. We act it for them to understand. So the messages are simplified for the users' understanding. We do art, we do poems, we do theater with the children, so that they understand that indeed they also have a role to play in ensuring this. If they don't dump it there, it will not end up at the lake.
Thanks. We just have about 1 minute left for Kelvin. If you had another follow-up question, Kelvin, you're welcome.
How is the message received when you do the arts, or how are people, jumping on it and really enthusiastic? How does that work in terms of the feedback you're getting from the people you're working with?
Arts and theater is basically the easiest way to pass information to children. The kind of information I would like to pass to children, I would not really pass it the same way I would pass it to an adult, because they get bored so easily. So I would not call for a conference to like teach children that this is your role, this is what you're supposed to do. It has to come from them. So when they dramatize it, when they act it out, when they go through poems, it becomes easier for them to, more palatable, easier for them to understand. So they understand that when I acted like this, responsible child who knows where to dump what and at what particular time. So
Brilliant.
It's as easy as that. Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you very much, Carolyn. You did great. Okay. Next up is Sol Mwandosia from Tanzania.
Oh, do I ask a question?
Oh. Linda, I'm so sorry. I'm racing ahead of myself because I'm feeling the pressure of time. Carolyn's third question is from Linda. Over to you, Linda.
Thank you, Carolyn. I really liked hearing about your project. I think it's great to involve children in the community for now influencing the parents, but also for the future. But I'm interested what role also infrastructure plays, right? Like it's not only about changing behavior, but also ensuring infrastructure solutions and also the use of them. So I'm wondering if the community can also address better solutions like solid waste management or alternatives to clogging the sewer.
Of course, when it comes to solutions, and like I said, lake-wide, the contamination of the lake, personally, I consider it more of a social problem than a technical engineering problem. And social problems call for social solutions. So before we bring in that technology, because you may as well bring in a technology and people fail to embrace it. You understand? Because it's the people who really understand and they know what they want. If, for example, and I will give you an example from the health sector. Health sector use more preventive measures than curative measures. And in a bid to ensure cholera, they kick out cholera out of the country, for example, they use an advocacy campaign known as community-led total sanitation, which is basically they are dealing with mindset. They know that, yes, indeed, the people are supposed to construct toilets. But first of all, they have to deal with the mindset to ensure that they make this person understand why they need to construct toilets. Because you might as well bring in that toilet to them and they may not use them because they are so used to defecating in the open, for example. I mean, they've always grown up defecating in the open. So what is this new thing that you're trying to bring for them, like a house, you're caging them in a cocoon corner for them to go poop. So first of all, you really have to deal with the mindset and then you bring in the technology.
That's great. I just want to interrupt you so I can quickly ask with my last second, because I agree it's not only about technology. I agree with you there for sure. How will you measure success? Do you have ideas about that? There's maybe only 2 seconds left, but.
Yeah, I know it's usually very difficult to measure success that are based on social intervention because most of them are more qualitative than quantitatively measured. So when you bring in a technology that is engineering, what now you're looking at numbers, the number of people met and the number. So as we are more on quality, so far this used to happen. Is it still happening? It is more qualitatively measured. I know most financiers do not really finance something that is qualitatively measured because it is not. It is also a form of measuring when you do qualitative. So most of like my intervention will be qualitatively measured. So it qualitative, of course, because when you look at the numbers that used their frequency of occurrence and right now the frequency of occurrence, but most of it is qualitatively measured because it's
great. Thank you.
Issue. Yeah.
Thank you for those questions, Linda. And thanks also for keeping me on track. I definitely did not want to cut you off. So those were the 3 questions. Caroline, you did a great job. Well done. We're going to move on now to Saul Mwandosia from Tanzania. Here is his Pooptank pitch.
My name is Saul Mwandosia. I'm water sanitation and hygiene expert with 12 years of experience. I live in Mwanza, the second largest city in Tanzania. In Mwanza, most of the people we depend on Lake Victoria as a source of domestic water. But the quality of the water has been deteriorating for some years, and the major factors include human waste and other human activities. So the way I look at the waste which give stress to the lake, I see there could be a risk to humans, but also to the living organisms that depend on the lake. I am proposing to look at where we can contribute to improve the water quality of the lake. Majority of the people live in the rock and hills, and those people are of low income. So during the rainy season, what they do is they let the our fecal sludge to go to the drains, which are taken by runoff water to the lake. I am proposing the following. First, to invest on the technology, especially on the latrine, which is resilience to the rock and hills, which can also be connected either to the sewer or septic tank in the future. But also, I want to look at the governance. So I'm looking at the possibility to invest on governance and ensure we do smart enforcement. So I request you to join hands with me. We can improve together the quality of the water. Thank you.
Fantastic. Saul, thank you. That was great to see Lake Victoria in the background and also to hear the breeze in your microphone. But I think we did understand most of that message. So well done. Saul was describing his innovation as a solution to the discharge of fecal sludge into drains, which is then washed into Lake Victoria during the rains. Saul's solution is for innovative toilets, which are adapted to the rocky geology and hilly topography that exists around Lake Victoria, especially in Mwanza in Tanzania. Saul explained that these toilets need options for future connection to either sewerage or communal septic tanks, and also that these technical solutions need to be supported by a system of governance which may be enacted through smart enforcement. Well done, Saul, and good luck to you, sir. Saul's first question is from Kelvin.
Hi, Saul, thanks again. My question is about smart enforcement. You talk about it in your pitch, and I'd just like to understand a bit more about what that is and how it works, please. I think you're still on mute, Saul.
Okay, thank you. When I speak about smart enforcement, is the way we engage the community to take action on monitoring. People should not pollute the environment. For example, when we have emptying service for the fecal sludge, and we use the private sectors, and there are some rumors that they discharge legally the fecal sludge. Then we need to install the GPS tracking system that could monitor where do they go. And then at the treatment plant, we can also install CCTV that can also monitor what they do when they are at the fecal sludge treatment plant. We can also have something like toll-free number when they do something bad, and the people could also make a phone call to the water utility or to the local government authority through that free toll-free free toll number. Thank you.
Thank you. So Kelvin, if you'd like to ask a follow-up question and in 1 minute, thank you.
Sure. Just with that smart enforcement, who would do it? Like, what's the partnerships or the different bodies needed to make that work?
Come on again, I didn't get it.
Sorry, for the ideas you've just mentioned, which organizations would need to be involved to make it work? You know, who's going to do the enforcement? Who's going to help you with that?
Okay, thank you. First, for when I spoke about the communal septic tank and the sewer system, they are normally under water utility, but the communities are always under the local government authority. So I'm going to involve the water utility, which is called Mwawasa. I initially engaged them in my proposal, and then the local government authority, which look at the interest of the public.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Saul, and thanks for those questions, Kelvin. Saul's next question is from Linda. Please take it away, Linda.
Hi, Saul. Thanks for the presentation. I'm going to ask another technical question about how are you going to select these new toilets or design the new toilets that will drain to either the sewer or communal septic tank? And once the wastewater or fecal sludge goes into the sewer or communal septic tank, then how is it going to be managed? Just briefly, if you have some ideas about that service chain.
Oh, okay, thank you. First, there are so many latching options, and the way I see, I need to engage the community and the local leadership, because there are some latching options that need to be upgraded. They have their own way to manage the disaster, but it's locally. So I need to learn from them, and then I can build from them. That's my first option.
Thank you, Saul. Please continue, Linda.
Okay, great. So then I'm kind of assuming in my head that you're picturing a flush toilet, because then you talk about the liquid stream going to the septic tank or the sewer. Well, who's gonna, like, I guess the household's responsible for using the latrine, but who's responsible for taking care after?
Okay, it's the water utility, which is called Mawasa, and they are very much interested on the fecal sludge management. For the latrine facility, which is on-site sanitation, it's under local government authority. But when we connect toilet to the sewer or communal septic tank, then it comes under water utility, which is very much interested to support on that.
Great. Is my time up, or do I have more time?
We are pushed against it. I'm going to give you 30 seconds more, Linda.
Okay, quickly, do you have idea what success looks like? The success.
Success.
What in your head does the success look like?
Okay, thank you. It happened that there's a project which has been done in Mwanza under the water utility. Some of the households in the Rock and Hills have been connected to the sewer, and it works very well. But my point is to look on the community which have inaccessible roads. And it's difficult for them to get connection to the sewer, and the sewer line is very far from where they live. But when you look to the community that has been saved by the simplified sewer system, they are happy, and they would want that one to save other community. And even I engage other local leaders. They want the same service to them, although the main sewer line is very far from them. That's why water utility, which is called Mawasa, cannot save them.
Thank you, Saul, and thanks for those questions, Linda. I think success looks like inclusivity then, which is the way it should be all around Lake Victoria. Saul's third question is from Sumbi. Please take it away, Sumbi.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Saul, for your wonderful presentation. From your pitch, I gather that you're targeting low-cost communities. How do you think you will be able to cover providing the toilet facilities for the community, given that it's a low-income community you're targeting?
Okay, thank you very much for your questions. So when I say the low-income community, I didn't mean that they are poor, but most of the lower income live in that area. And when I'm going to engage them, I will seek for those who commit themselves to pay for the service. Because there are some poor who cannot, and there are some poor who can. To start with, I should start with the poor who commit themselves for the service so they can pay for the service.
Okay, thank you. And quickly, what do you propose to use the Pooptank funds for?
Okay, thank you. For the first 4 months, I plan to use it to engage the community, to learn more from them. That is inception. I can say the way to design the project. And then I'm going to make a plan on what I should further go with by engaging water utility, local government authorities, and even water basin, because they are the ones that they normally normally monitor the quality of the water in a monthly basis. And then I would want to engage in the stakeholders platform that they normally discuss and contribute for water, sanitation, and hygiene, and they are also willing to make changes for the Lake Victoria. And within the design also, I think I will get support in the technical part, because I'm sanitation practitioner, but not an engineer. So on the design, I'll have a technical design of the technology that is suitable for the place I'm proposing.
Thank you, Saul, and thank you, Sumbi, for those questions. Right, our final Pooptank innovator is Juliet Mukunde from Uganda. Here is Juliet's Pooptank pitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mukunde Juliet. I'm a Ugandan. I'm a journalist by profession. I'm working in sanitation space, working with a company called Share Care Cleaning Services Uganda Limited, dealing in fecal sludge management, that is removing, transporting, and safe disposal of hazardous waste. Did you know that Lake Victoria is the second largest freshwater lake in the whole world? It is very well known of providing fresh water to its riparian countries of Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, and above the boundaries for domestic use, agriculture, and industrial use. However, as I talk now, it is not the case anymore. According to the Lake Victoria Environmental Report of 2000-2005, since 1960s, the quality of water in Lake Victoria has increasingly deteriorated due to increased population around the catchment areas and co-curricular activities that takes place around the Lake Victoria shores. For example, as you see here, these economic activities like business, people who are working from here, people who are washing their machines around here, all this makes water to become contaminated, and this kills the quality of water. But nevertheless, I'm very sure we can solve this if the country can adopt the method of recycling. However, how can people get into this? How can people adopt this? How can people tell that dumping of garbage into our waters is so bad? How can people know that dumping of sewage into our waters is so dangerous to our quality of water? We can only do this, and we can achieve this through the innovations. Here comes Juliet's innovation of using boosted social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and related arts like music and drama to create a clear content that promotes mindset change, sensitization, and creates awareness among the riparian countries' members on disadvantages of contaminating Lake Victoria water. But also, these social media platforms and related arts like music and drama would help us to advocate to the government for clear policy framework on environmental conservation and also the implementation. This innovation is going to help create an informed society which is going to fight hard to end pollution, biodiversity loss, habitat destruction, and soil erosion
which are the main agents of water quality loss in Lake Victoria.
So I call upon the Pooptank funders to consider my innovation, as it is going to bring a very big impact on Lake Victoria quality waters. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Juliet. Juliet was describing her innovation as harnessing the power of social media, using theatre and music to raise awareness. I can't wait to see and hear the sanitation art, which is coming our way. Well done, Juliet. Okay, here come 3 questions from 3 panelists. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Juliet's first question is from Linda.
Hi, Juliet. Thanks. I really enjoyed your video. I was curious, you're a journalist, and I'm curious how you would draw upon your unique skills in communicating as a journalist to convey the message. And why do you think you would be more effective than, for example, an engineer or a scientist or a policymaker with your special set of communication skills? Does that make sense?
I beg your pardon, Linda.
Pardon?
Juliet, allow me. Linda was saying you're a journalist. And can you please explain why your special skills as a journalist give you a special ability that perhaps engineers like myself or other more traditional sanitation workers, and Linda, thank you very much. So what makes you special as a journalist to send these messages?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Linda, for that question. Yes, my skills as a journalist makes me special. First and foremost, as journalists, we know how to actually, you put the message for the right audiences. You don't just provide messages, but you do your message targeting a certain audience. That is what makes us special. In this case, I am looking forward to use social behavior change communication as a part of the course unit we do as journalists to communicate to the people of Uganda and above about how we can go towards achieving the water quality in Lake Victoria. For example, most people who are not journalists here, they are going to focus on just circulating messages to the people. But us as journalists, I am not going to just give the information and knowledge to the people, but you have to use your skills, first of all, educating people as you entertain them, as you inform them. So here, I am looking forward to use social behavior change communication, most especially focusing on factors that influence change. For example, the benefits of changing. You get? Another thing, how people can, the resources, communicating to them the resources necessary for the change.
Thank you, Juliet. We do have to move on. Brilliant answer, brilliant question. Thanks, Linda. Juliet's second question is from Sumbi.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Juliet, for your pitch. I'd like to find out who your top 2 targets for communications are. So who are you targeting, and what is the message you'd like to communicate to those 2 groups?
Okay, thank you so much. My targeted audience is actually all Ugandans, most especially those who stay in central Uganda, because they are the ones near the Lake Victoria. But yes, we all know that young children, are the effective agents of circulating the information to the communities, households, and everywhere we would like to deliver the message to. And my message to them is about the disadvantages. As I said, I want to communicate to them the implications of contaminating our water. For example, I would like to tell them that the results that comes with contaminating the water, the Lake Victoria, like diseases, expenses that they would incur in case people fall sick as a result of contaminating water, the water shortage that would come as a result of actually killing our lake, among other things. But as I explained in the first place, yes, we want to focus so much on explaining to them the factors that actually make it happen to change. Communicating change to them without telling them the factors that can help them change isn't communication at all. So, like, for example, if I tell them the benefits of change, like if you change, you know, it's going to be like, we are going to, what are the benefits of change? For example, reducing the expenses we spend on children who are sick. Another good advantage, like, you know, creating good environment for our children, most especially girl children, you know, who drop out of school as a result of, you know, lacking water at school, most especially when they're in their menstruation period and all that. So we are here to tell them,
20
to
seconds
educate
left.
them the advantages of change.
Wow, I think that's good. I think we'll wrap that up. Brilliant. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, Sumbi. And I think we have a third question now. Juliet's third question is from Kelvin. Over to you, Kelvin.
Thanks, Anthony. Juliet, really innovative approach. And I guess to follow on from Sumbi's question, if you were to win, what's the first content you would make, and who would it be targeted at, and what's the change you'd want to see from it?
Okay, thank you so much, Kevin. My first content, as I had explained before, that children are the best agents of actually circulating the information I would like to take to I am looking forward to compose a song with one of the schools here in Uganda called Budo SS. Actually, this school is always the best in MDD, and most of the Ugandans follow their music because they always have educative message to the community. So this time round, these people have, you know, there is a way they have promoted love for most of the things, like Kabaka of Uganda. People have come to love family issues. So I would like really to have a song with them about sanitation in general, to promote sanitation, to promote quality of water in Lake Victoria, to tell the community advantages of having quality of water in Lake Victoria. You know, so that is my target. That is my key message in general, to promote sanitation in Uganda. Most people don't know about it at all. People don't know what they are doing is actually bad. So by doing so through music, I am sure my message will be delivered to the big audience in Uganda here. Yeah.
Thanks, Juliet. Just one more minute, please, Kelvin.
And what impact do you think that would have? So I think the song's a great idea, but what impact do you think? What do you think would be the difference it would make?
Beg your pardon?
So once the song is made and is on social media, what change do you want to see 1 month or 3 months after the song comes out?
The change I want to see, you know, I come from a small village in Bunyoro region called Pongoke. So I want to see, actually, maybe if I go back, me up to the university, I didn't know actually there was trucks that transporting sewage and all that.
10 seconds left.
Imagine I was at university. So this means that, okay, the impact I want to see even someone in Mpongo get down in my village, know about, sewage, know about the sludge management, knows about, the disadvantages of contaminated water and all that.
Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, Juliet. Yeah. We do have to end it there to make sure everyone has the same amount of time. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you for all your questions. Okay, so thank you, Carolyn and Saul and Juliet, for your amazing Pooptank pictures. And thank you, Sumbi, Linda, and Kelvin for your smart questions. So remember, Pooptank innovators, you are all winners, but this is a competition. So we will vote to determine who wins gold, silver, and bronze at the... Okay, as you consider your votes, we will see a short video from the Appropriate Sanitation Institute, who are partnering with the Sanitation Innovation Fund to bring the Pooptank to Brazil. We need a global response to the global sanitation crisis, and we are committed to supporting inclusive sanitation systems with tailor-made sanitation innovation challenges around the world. If you think that a context or a technology would benefit from a Pooptank, then please do get in touch. The next Sanitation Innovation Challenge will be in Brazil, where we will be rewarding Brazilian sanitation innovators working with condominial sewerage. Please enjoy this short trailer for the next Pooptank, kindly produced by Grace Bila of the Appropriate Sanitation Institute.
The condominial system is a new sanitation methodology which has been used for over 30 years in Brazil. These systems use the technical engineering solution which adapt to local circumstances in each neighborhood. It can be used in planned and unplanned urban areas, and unlike in conventional systems, the condominial system ensures that all households is connected to the system. Condominial systems incorporate robust social participation where the people are part of the solution. While condominial systems are working well in many places around the world, there are a few areas where innovation is needed. One of these is the inspection boxes, which are a vulnerable part of any system. Because condominial systems is a participatory system, communications and environmental education are two important components in this system. Two needs to be developed using the new digital technology to improve education and communication. The mission of the Condominial Innovation Prize is to inspire students and professionals of sanitation and digital technology sector to solve small problems in this technology. These small innovations can have big impacts on the coverage of the sanitation around the world.
Thank you to Grace Bila of the Appropriate Sanitation Institute for that wonderful trailer for the forthcoming Brazil Sanitation Innovation Challenge. So now we are back to Lake Victoria. We're running low on time, but let's try and do this. Let's vote. So the three panelists, please send me on the direct message your vote. And to the audience, please use the interactive voting tools which are now at your disposal, courtesy of Zoom. So Edwin, you're going to launch the poll, and the audience will now vote. And please, it's a tough vote. I know there are some excellent innovations and really powerful pitches, but we do have to decide who wins gold, silver, and bronze. So just think about that for a second as I do some emergency mathematics here.
Pooptank.
Can't get enough of that song. Okay. And why not? Let's have one more of these. Fantastic. And And now I will end the poll. Okay, so we only 40 of 56 people voted. So thanks to everyone who participated. Thanks to everyone who voted. I imagine those who did not vote were just overwhelmed by the decision. And you can see the audience vote here in front of you, or at least I can see it in front of me. Kenya wins the audience vote, and Uganda wins. Uganda gets silver and Tanzania gets bronze. Okay, so now I am adding them up. Okay, so let us see everyone, please. Edwin, we want to spotlight the 3 innovators and we want to spotlight the 3 panelists. And here we go with a drum roll. Here come the results. The Lake Victoria Poop Tank bronze medal is awarded to Saul of Tanzania. Well done, Saul. Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. The Lake Victoria Poop Tank silver medal is awarded to Juliet of Uganda. And that means the Lake Victoria gold medal is awarded to, she's just gone totally crazy. She's running around the room. It goes to Caroline Odero of Kenya. Okay. Congratulations to you all. Yeah, you are all winners. Let's have a round of applause. Okay. Okay, so you will all be hearing from me and we'll talk about the details, but I just want to thank you all. You've made this possible. Thank you to the panelists. Let me wrap up, take a breath and wrap up with some thanks. So first of all, thank you to the audience for showing an interest in Lake Victoria's troubled waters. And I look forward to welcoming you all back in 4 months for the Poop Tank Part 2. I thank the panelists, Linda, Sumbi, and Kelvin, for your support over the past months and for your participation today. See you all again on World Toilet Day. I thank Edwin Marita of Opero Services in Kenya, who helped me prepare the Poop Tank over the past 6 months. Edwin is here today in the background, making the Poop Tank look and sound superb. Thank you, Edwin. I thank Lake Victoria's Transboundary Guardians, the Lake Victoria Basin Commission, and the Lake Victoria Fisheries Organization for their leadership in the ambitious vision of achieving lake-wide inclusive sanitation for Lake Victoria. I thank our Poop Tank mentors who have been poised and ready for some time now to support the innovators over the 8 months ahead. We do not need multi-million-dollar technical assistance contracts to deliver meaningful support to innovators. We just need good, experienced people who care. Our mentors are those people. And most importantly, I thank all of our Poop Tank innovators, not only our 3 winners, Caroline Odero from Kenya, Saul Mwandosia from Tanzania, and Juliet Mukunde from Uganda, but also the many other worthy innovators who took the time to apply for the Poop Tank. Lake Victoria needs all of you and more. Through your passion and your creativity, you are the protectors of Lake Victoria's water. The Poop Tank exists for you. Go forth and innovate. So whether you live in the sanitation hotspots of Kisumu, Kampala, or Mwanza, or whether you live in a town or a village, the vision of lake-wide inclusive sanitation is for the whole of Lake Victoria, protecting all of its people, all of its water, all of its biodiversity, now and into the future. I thank you all. Please take care, be kind to yourselves and to your poop. And as they say in Brazil, estamos no camino do bem. We are on the road of the good. See you all next time.